Alright, so we are now here for another Autocross event. European Autocross A-Class. So we've got an A-Class vehicle. We've got the Audi TT. And this one has 4 races, is that right? Oh, I didn't even notice how messed up some of these races are. Okay, starting off with Nurburgring, Hockenheim, Mugello, and then Circuit de Catalunya. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Audi TT. Let's see how this goes. $48 gigabytes is a lot for a game. Right, this car is 4-wheel drive, so hopefully it's going to have a much better time at picking up speed and getting around some of these corners. Oh, survived. Shit, locked up. Whoa. Nice. Yeah, nah, you won't catch me modding. Oh yeah, the new GTA's out, by the way. The GTA 5 Enhanced for PC. I've downloaded it. I've played it. I've tried it on maximum ray tracing. I've tried it on the highest setting without ray tracing, which is very high. There isn't a maximum without ray tracing. And I have tried it on that setting with ray tracing just to compare them all. There's absolutely zero difference with ray tracing on GTA. The ray tracing actually doesn't do anything. It just gives it a different alternative for rendering. And it's just stupid. Alright, here we go. Hockenheim now. Alright. I know when it comes to the American cars, I'm going to absolutely brick it for those. Shit. Oh, I forgot. The last event, I think I did it without hitting a cone, which was kind of cool. I have so much control over this. GTA Enhanced is a glorified version with an optional other garage worth as premium. Yeah, I suppose. I'm not gonna lie, I think it... I think the graphics itself... I've completely been there. The graphics itself look better. There is an improvement on the graphics. But the comparison between non-ray tracing and ray tracing is non-existent. And the issue is, ray tracing takes too much of a performance hit. Why would Why are we still, 5 years later, trying to push ray tracing onto games? It doesn't work. It doesn't look better. It might make it easier for developers to program stuff. I don't know. But it doesn't look better. Whoa. Having an absolute stinker here. Hoping I haven't actually binned this. I've got a minute and a bit anyway, so we should be fine. Whoop. There we go, across the line. Very nice. Like, there are other things in gaming that need to be focused on. For example, we'll use racing games as an example. Too many racing games are focusing on photorealism, you know, trying to make all their games render and run and look like they've just been put in a Blender render. And they look as realistic as a photograph, right? That is not necessary. We are not at that stage where we can run that and be running 60 frames a second, 120 frames a second, or whatnot. EA WRC, great example. They moved away from the Ego engine, right, which was a phenomenally underrated engine. Ego was, wow, it was perfectly named because they had a big ego. They were a phenomenal engine though. And it's like, what's it called? Obviously all of the Codemasters games will run on the Ego engine. And it was a first party one, so there won't be any other games out there that ran it, only Codemasters stuff. And it was built for racing games. They then turned around for EA WRC and went, well, we want really big maps. So, rather than update Ego to make it that it runs smooth with bigger maps, they just decided, screw it, we'll get Unreal Engine. Because again, a lot of cost saving is going into not training for these older model engines or whatnot. Yeah, it probably is the fact that it's cheaper, but there is a reason why we love the Ego engine as racing game fans, because it is so good. The issue is Unreal Engine is a universal game engine that has loads of tools, but it's universal. You could, if you wanted to, if you had the capabilities to modify EA Sports, you could put guns on the side of the car and shoot the spectators. Like, you could genuinely mod the game that it could have something like that. Fucking James Bond shit. But, like, that's what Unreal Engine is for. It's a universal game engine. It is not a purpose-built game engine for racing games. The Ego was. And you think, you look, how many people go on about how good Grid was? Like, Grid 2019 was good, you know, and whatnot. You had Grid 1, Race Driver Grid. You had Grid 2, Grid Autosport. They were all pretty solid games. The F1 games, they were pretty solid. Dirt, was pretty solid. All of them ran on the Ego engine. And yet, for some reason, I'm completely binning this here. For some reason, they went away from that. Something that worked. Yo, Blackout, what up? How are you today? I know I rant and rave a lot. But, like... what's it called? The Ego engine was one of the best engines ever. And like the fact that they moved away from it for EAWRC just made no sense. And like, the thing is, Unreal, so I'm gonna go back to Epic Games is trying to ruin the gaming industry. Again, because they do. Epic Games came out with Fortnite, right? It was on Unreal Engine and all that stuff. A lot of developers then started moving towards Unreal because, oh look, this massive Battle Royale game runs on it. Let's try it. That's fine. Whatever. Then they decided, Unreal 5, we're going to upgrade the engine, right? We're going to update it to something brand new. They updated it with so many fancy features that made it that you can have realistic vegetation and all this stuff. And like, made stuff look incredibly realistic. Great. What's the performance here? No comments about it at all, right? So many developers start making games for these, what's it called? This engine, Unreal 5, trying to get all these graphical improvements because their boss wants the next generation game or whatnot, and they're all running it on 4090s. So they're running Unreal Engine, they're developing with like 4090 builds and all this stuff, right? Bearing in mind, performance-wise, my 3060 is more powerful than a PS5. So you can imagine how difficult it's been to program games for Unreal Engine for a PS5. Most of the games run at 30 frames a second with major stutters. Like, they cannot run. So Unreal 5 has been a bitch for them. It's then also been a bitch for us gamers, because now anyone that doesn't run a 4090 or anything higher, well, your game has barely been tested for it to optimize it. So I'm on a 3060, so it just makes no sense. The thing is, if you look at Steam's hardware surveys, the 3060 is in like the top 5 now. Because it was a good price, good upgrade for a lot of people at the time. And still, loads of people are on a 3060. I'm gonna head out to eat some breakfast. It's 11 AM here. See you next stream. Hey, no worries. Appreciate it, man. Alright, so we're now here for the S-Class version of the Autocross. We're taking the MP4 12C for this one. And we're going around Nurburgring, Hockenheim, Mugello, and Circuit de Catalunya. Let's go. I think things would be coded and tested at like a middle ground. So 4 5090s have a visual improvement. Yeah. But the issue is a video game shouldn't have to be run on low graphics. For example, Call of Duty. Why the fuck do I have to run that on low graphics for it to run at 120 frames a second? It's a competitive game. That game was made for a high-end 4090. I have played Call of Duty on an RTX 4080 with game streaming, and it runs at 120 frames on high graphics. But like, why would they develop for a ultra high-end card when so many people have lower-end cards as well? My 3060 can't run it at... Granted, I stream as well, but the streaming is not taking that much of a hit on my game. Even when I'm not streaming, my GPU temps are recording to it too high. It's wild. But I just need, like, this is why I'm trying to get the new PC. Because then I'll have a build that is comparable to modern day now. And then I can run with that for another 5 years and then get another one. But that's pretty much what... Oh, shit. What the entire format is now. It's just hoping that people will tolerate the gaming industry's bullshit to then just resort to buying another graphics card or something. Fuck. 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 But yeah, like, I'm hoping that we are gonna hit the goal for the PC very soon. And like, I can start looking at upgrading very soon. Nice. Good result. Lovely jubbler. Right? The last generation of games, they focused on 4K for the PS4 and the Xbox One, which already was their first mistake. They're now focusing on 4K 60, right? But the amount of games they're still saying, right, well, our aim is 4K 30. If we can get it to run at 60 FPS, bonus. But they're not focusing on making sure games run at 60 frames a second. And like, here's the thing. If I was to make my own game console company, right? I would look at selling a console for £800. I know it would be expensive. But then I would sell only games that would run at a minimum 1080p 60 frames a second. A game would be forced, it would have to run at 1080p at the least, and it would have to run at 60 frames a second. If it ran more on any of those options, it would still have to run at 60, or it would, if it was like 120 FPS, it would still have to run at 1080p. Minimum. Like, that's got to be something that companies have got to start focusing on. Whoa! Holy shit. Yo, Soft, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So I'm still right with 1090 Ti. Some do 4090s. But rough average is like 3 series. Yeah, the 30 series is like the average because so many people were in lockdown and got PC parts then. But like, even then, there is zero necessity for some of the performance for that. Like, there shouldn't be any reason that the 30 series is already being phased out. You think the 20 series was such a powerful card when it came out? And like, obviously the 1080 was the GOAT for so long. They made the 16 series, they made the 20 series, and people were still playing on a 1080 quite well. The 30 series came out, people were still able to play on the 1080 quite well. The 40 series came out, and obviously 30 series being out for a couple of years, 1080 was struggling. Second the 40 series came out, most people couldn't run on a 1080 anymore. You think Kingdom Come requires you to have I think the minimum requirement just to like run the game at 30 frames a second or something like that is a 2080. which technically speaking is more powerful than my card, so I can't even run Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Alright, here we go. Next race. It's all just marketing moves so greedy companies makes money. Yeah, I know. But you think that the gaming industry is going to become like the cinema industry and stuff like that. People don't want to go out and watch movies anymore. Because there's no justification to watching it in a cinema. And like, the cinema industry itself and the movie industry is trying to kill itself with movie streaming. Which is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Because when you think about it, right, all it's doing is damaging movies' revenue. Great, so you can't now sell this movie for full price. So instead you're going to bundle it with all these other movies. Now, I understand people and companies are probably saying, well, people only buy like a couple of movies a year, so we can get a subscription and get more money out of it. But no. Because now people don't even go to cinema, where the movie is going to make the most money. Because it just goes on streaming anyways. So they've killed the cinema industry, where people, you know, find out about new films. Most of the time, all of the films that I find out about are when I've seen them in the cinema. I haven't gone to watch a film for a couple of months. I don't know what's coming out. I know the Minecraft movie's supposed to come out at some point. Don't know when. Because I don't get advertised it. I don't see it. And that's the issue. I know I'm going to get an advert in like 20 minutes that tells me, oh look, Minecraft movie coming out July or something like that. The whole point of cinema as well was it was like this phenomenal experience to see this movie, and it was like an early access. You got to see the film for a 3-month period before it actually came out on DVD. It was like going to watch it before it came out and released to the public. It was almost like a cool little early access thing. New R6 season, hop the fuck on. Nah, I uninstalled R6. I tried it again last night and I was like, I can't be fucked with this game. Genuinely could not be fucked with it. It's so poor compared to what it used to be. It's so poor and I just can't get over it. Genuinely cannot. Yo, boss, what up? I got 30 seconds. See if I can focus for this last bit. Shit. 20 seconds. Come on. Yeah, we did it. Nice. The issue is with Siege, right? This is a rant stream, I've just realized. The issue that I have with Siege is the fact that the game was great, right? It was an amazing game, and the developers put so much effort in, so much hard work, and it was something revolutionary, right? And I understand games can change and whatnot, but they did an update, and they kept making every single operator worse. They made every single operator feel more clunky, they reduced the movement speed, they made it more difficult, just because, and it's a very politically pushed game. So during the time of, I want to say it was year 3 or year 4, basically any time that anything happened during, like, what's it called? The esports championship. They had like a R6 finals or whatever. Anytime any of the esports teams complained about something, it got changed within a couple weeks. So basically, someone from an esports team went, oh, I don't like this operator, how he's got so much, because I died to him. Great, let's make him worse for everyone else. And the irritation was the fact that it kept happening over and over again. Every single operator was, this one's too good, you gotta make him worse. Like, it's just so overpowered. And they kept doing it. And it was only when, what's it called? The pros that actually complained about it, that they did something. But they never listened to their community at all. So when the community's saying, like, no, this operator's actually all right, we've got bigger issues that are being exploited, never touched it until it got to one of those streams. Hey, Nico, it's your cousin. Let's go bowling. That's great. I don't know how I've stuck around. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm kidding. I appreciate everyone that sticks around. Appreciate you all. Fuck. Come on, I got 40 seconds. Whoop. Appreciate you. I will check out what that was in a second. Oh, just made it. There we go. Dak, appreciate the follow. Appreciate it. FM4 the GOAT.
So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, comment down below and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out.